minor and major intervals of seventh and second. In a previous video, I talked about minor and major sixths and thirds. So why did I not put all the minor and major interval types all together? Well, first of all, I wanted you to watch another one of my videos. Secondly, it's good to break things down a little bit. Now, I recommend you go and watch that other video on minor and major sixths and thirds. That said, if you haven't, I will do a step-by-step explanation, okay, telling you how to identify, create, form, and transform minor and major sevenths and seconds. Identify, I mean here, for example, I have an interval and we need to define it. Then create means that basically I have a starting note and I'm asking you to create the 7 for second interval. And then transform, it means that I have a minor or major 7 for second and you need to turn it into a major one and vice versa. So let's get started. Let's start with major and minor 7th. First of all, we need to define it in terms of its number. Okay, so I have E2, D sharp, okay? We know it's a 7th because there are 7 notes in between. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Now, don't worry about all the sharps and flats for now. Now, this is a major 7th. How do I know that? Because if I form a major scale on E, okay, the D of the interval and the D of the major scale are the same, okay? Let's actually form a proper major scale on E. Okay, so okay, good. Now, if I do E to D, the interval is minor. You could go by exclusion, right? If it's not major, if the D doesn't correspond to the D in the major scale you formed on the E, well then, it's minor. We have 2 options here, at least for now. But I want to explain this in more detail, because some of you might be thinking, oh yeah, but I know the ascending melodic minor scale, and I know the harmonic minor scale, and they both have a D sharp. So why exactly? Apart from the fact that we're going by exclusion. Okay, so when it comes to defining minor 7th, okay, we need to form, okay, a minor natural scale, okay? So the D here corresponds to the minor natural scale of E, okay? Because if I was to form, let's do it, an ascending melodic minor scale of E, okay? Yes, and then so. I hope I sung that right. Okay, so this is your ascending melodic minor on E, okay? So, again, why? This is D sharp, this is D natural. Why? Apart from the fact that we're going by exclusion. Because we need to form a minor natural scale. And like I explained in the previous video, that corresponds, okay, to applying the same sharps and flats that we would apply in the relative major. So let's break this down. The relative major of E is G major. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so relative major is G. Okay, let's form the G major scale. Okay, to form the minor natural scale, we just use the same sharps and flats that we found in the relative major of G, except we start from the E. Okay, so I'm gonna rewind once more. Why is this D natural, okay, part of a minor seventh instead of a major seventh, apart from the fact that we're going by exclusion, because for it to be a major seventh, it would be a D sharp. Why exactly? Because when we form minor seventh, okay, we consider the minor natural scale, not the ascending melodic minor and not the harmonic minor. And the minor natural scale, okay, has the same sharps and flats of its relative major. Nothing more, nothing less. So we have learned how to identify minor and major seventh. To create a minor or major seventh, we actually apply the same knowledge. Let's say I want to create a minor or major seventh starting on A. And now I tell you, let's create a major seventh. We need a G sharp, because in the scale of A major, the G is sharp. Oops. Okay, so this is A major, G is sharp, G is also sharp in the interval. We have now created A major seventh. To create the minor seventh, okay, we need this to be a G natural. A to G natural, minor seventh, because minor natural scale on A has a G natural. Okay, now let's suppose that you have to transform the major from minor and vice versa, okay? Again, we apply the exact same knowledge. Let's start from G this time. Okay. Okay, so this is A minor seventh, okay? Because in G minor, the F is natural. I'm forming the G minor natural scale, by the way. Okay, so okay, so now it's the G minor. Okay, so this is A minor one because the F is natural. Now let's transform it into major. Well, let's just form the G major scale, and we will see that in the G major scale, the F is sharp. And therefore, we need to sharpen this as well. Voila! We've gone from minor scale to major scale by forming a major scale on the first note of the interval, which in this case is G. Again, the opposite process, okay? If we have a major seventh, we want to find a minor seventh, let's form a minor natural scale on the first note of the interval, which in this case is G. So as long as you remember how to form minor natural scales, you'll be fine. I think that's the key to everything here, to almost everything. Now let's talk about major and minor seconds. Here there's a different method actually to identify them, form them, you know, transform them. So this is a major second. Why? Because between the F and the G we have one tone. This is how we calculate it. And we have one tone, I'll show you why, because F to F sharp is one semitone, plus another semitone, G, F to G, one tone. So that's how we know. If we need to identify a minor second, well, then we need to have one semitone in between the two notes. Oh, by the way, I didn't say that it's a second because we count 1, 2, but I guess that's easier than counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But just to clarify. So one semitone between the first and the second note, and we have a minor. One tone, and we have a major. Okay? So again, how do we form ones from a given note? Let's say from A. Let's form a major one. A to B is one tone. A to B flat is one semitone. Now remember that the two notes need to be different, and by that I mean that you have to do A to B flat. You can't do A to A sharp. Even though they sound the same, for it to be called a minor second, we need to have different notes. Okay, that's very important. Now, let's transform a minor second and a major second into the opposite and vice versa, okay? So, let's have B to C. It's a minor second, yeah? Remember that, because B to C, it's a semitone. Let's transform it into a major. We need one tone between the two notes, and voila! B to C, one semitone, C to C sharp, another semitone, two semitones, one tone. We've transformed the minor second into a major second. And now let's try and do the opposite. Okay, so major second into a minor one. Let's do A to B, it's a major second because there's one tone between A and B. A to A sharp, okay. A sharp to B. Two semitones equal one tone. Anyway, let's transform it into a minor second. We need one semitone between A and B, and so we flatten the B. Again, I'll keep repeating this, but it's very important. We can't do A to A sharp. Even if it sounds like a minor second, but theoretically speaking, when you write it, it's not. For it to be a minor second, there need to be two different notes. So not just the sound of one semitone, it needs to be visually one semitone, structured in this kind of way.